Hello again and welcome back to another one. And today we have what looks to be unintentional bait from Snoop Dogg that set ablaze platforms like Facebook, and it also split into platforms like X/Twitter, where it also went viral, and it sparked a bit of backlash for Snoop Dogg. And today we also have the game finally addressing why he wasn't present at Kendrick Lamar's pop-out concert. And yes, once again,
he's lied 4 times. This boy definitely lying.
Game is being accused of adding to his streak of legendary lies. And speaking on Game, he also doubled down on his comments that caused uproar from Kendrick Lamar fans a while back.
Best rapper from Compton?
I'm definitely the best rapper from Compton. Definitely.
And unlike Michigan rapper Sada Baby, who was out here speaking incoherently about why the newer generation of Detroit rappers don't sing praises about Eminem like we covered in the last video.
You don't hear everybody that come out of Detroit screaming Eminem or praising Eminem unless it's Big Sean, because unless it's Big Sean, he ain't did shit with nobody. You feel me? That got the same skin color as us. You feel me? Like,
no, I don't think so.
We got Michigan rapper John Connor, who featured on Dr. Dre's Compton album, pretty much take the opposite stance, and he recently spoke on the influence that Eminem had in his career and more. And around the same time when Eminem was spotted in Ford Field Stadium, Snoop Dogg perhaps shared his most viral post of the year just hours ago on Facebook, as this has amassed over 1 million likes on the platform. And this was a top-tier post for the untrained eyes on Facebook. Snoop and crew out there living life. That ish looks peaceful as F. I bet like hell there's a river running in the background.
Roger, let's pack it up. Over.
We are screwed.
And we got hundreds of people on there debating if this photo was taken in Southeast Asia between countries like the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia, with some even welcoming the rappers for spending some time in their home country.
Oh my God! You have been deceived!
And it got viral to the point that Facebook has now included a community note, and this is now spilled over to platforms like Reddit and X. But to the trained eye, this was obviously AI, and the staunch anti-AI crowd have been dragging Snoop on platforms like Reddit. These old bum MFers, man, laughing my bum off. Dude probably has a bazillion hot photos of him and the crew from up in the smoke tour till the Super Bowl, and still chooses to post AI. And this sparked some wild reactions because neither of those guys F with him anymore. But last I checked, Eminem and Snoop settled their differences after they fell out and even dropped the song from the D to the LBC. And 50 Cent, on the other hand, I thought they've always been cool. Perhaps I missed it when they fell out. But back on topic, it is gonna be increasingly difficult to tell if a photo is AI generated 24 months from now. Crazy times. And the fact that this did over 1 million likes is a sneak peek to what a Up in Smoke Tour 2 could do on a global scale. If that were to happen right now, I'm talking hip-hop touring records getting smashed to smithereens.
But don't hold your breath.
He's allergic.
To make money?
Yes, to make money.
But
Buy the merchandise.
Damn.
And we got to hear from the Game, as if you recall, these comments sparked a bit of backlash from Kendrick fans.
Who's the best rapper on the West Coast today?
Game.
Damn, that was quick. Ain't nobody getting at you?
Can't nobody outrap me, man.
And Game recently addressed this.
it's on his business now, you feel me? Because my boy said he was the best rapper in Compton.
Yeah.
He said he was the best rapper in Compton. You still stand on that?
Come on, man.
He
The thing about it is, bro, it's like the thing with niggas from LA, Compton, Watts, wherever, right? Like everybody think when you say something about something that it gotta be small. It don't gotta be that. It don't gotta be small. You don't gotta want to fight or kill it because he say he better than you.
Yeah.
LA niggas always got a problem when you say some shit being honest. Number one, like this number one, right? With this nigga, you, with me, with whoever. I'm a real Compton, LA. It ain't nobody better than me at shit, period, in life. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at another and be like, nah, that he do the Paru shit better than me. That way more. I don't give a fuck who it is, bro. I'm better than everybody at every fucking thing. I tell LeBron to his face I'm better than him in basketball. You mad?
I think we get your point.
You're really pushing it now.
Speaking of delusion.
Because I'm confident in myself.
That's how you supposed to
I'm
feel.
not never,
Yeah.
I'm not, like, I'm a father too, right? I'm not raising my sons to think the next, son, that's better than you. Like, what type of would I be if I even said that another was better than me, knowing that my sons and my nephews and shit like that is watching me? Man, I'm a stand-up guy. And then to even stand on it, I am better than. I practice to be better than. I study real hip hop, West Coast to East Coast to Africa and back to be better than. My hip hop knowledge from Toddy T, you know what I'm saying, and Alonzo and the Wrecking Crew, all the way to whoever's right now with the Compton AVs and the 80s and shit. I'm from old school to new school with who I'm listening to, how I'm studying shit. Are not better than me. And it can't be anybody that I've influenced, because at some point in time you looked up to me. And it's from Compton, like DJ Quick, that I looked up to. But do I think, like, did I grow up on Quick? Yeah, I grew up on Quick. But if I pull up on Quick right now, we have a rap off, I think I'm gonna win that. And it don't have nothing to do with me saying that Quick ain't a legend or I don't feel how I feel. I grew up on Quick, I love Quick. Quick is a legend. Do I think Quick can out-rap me on fucking today, December, whatever the 15th it is in 2026? Absolutely not. And that goes across the board for whoever. And also, if you feel like you better than me, let's rap. Let's rap. We ain't got a box car to homie shooting. And with all that too, everybody is. Like, one thing I do and don't do about LA shit, LA politics, whether it's Crip Blood, SA, White Boy, Norteño, Sorteño, I don't give a fuck what it is. I don't play with in the streets, and I don't want to be played with either.
And hip-hop fans aren't having it, for the most part. So basically, this dude is admitting that he's delusional, laughing emoji. Alright, now this ain't surprising that Game will say he's better at everything than every dude. That's a delusional state of mind. It is no true reality in his mind. That's why he say hating bum-ish, although some have reminded Game that he's getting caught up in one of his previous lies right now. Game forgot he dropped a top 100 LA rappers list that he himself made and ranked Pac, Snoop, Q, and Kendrick above him though, laughing emojis.
Okay, busted. Busted.
And we get more from Game, this time linked to his absence at the Pop Out concert.
The concert like the Pop Out. You didn't even that's the only fucking thing you ain't do. But you had to though. You had to.
Here it is with the Pop Out, bro.
Yeah.
I set it out on purpose. It's too much gang politics with me when I come somewhere. It was at the Pop Out that I don't fuck with. So why go to the Pop Out, bring homies to the Pop Out, get into a confrontation at the Pop Out when is having a great moment, bro?
No. We finna back up from that. Fuck all of that. Gang, this is where we stop. This is where the Pop Out is unity. Is stop the beef. It's all that. It's sitting on stage and we moving forward.
That's cool. You talking that? You talking that?
That's what they was doing that day.
No, bro.
That's what they was doing that day.
You say that, but all it take is one from this shit to get out of pocket with one, and that's what comes with me.
Well, why you didn't go by yourself then?
What you mean come by myself?
Come by yourself.
I'm not doing that.
Ain't no fucking way we was gonna let somebody have it to you.
Number one.
Once you walk in there,
here's the thing. I'm gonna say it on back.
Smack, am I right?
I'm not. Here's the thing, bro. Y'all are like, the thing that you saying and you saying right now is like, don't let nothing happen to me. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to me, number one. And number two, just so everybody see it, so it's said. If you gonna clip anything, clip this. If something happened to me, whoever did it is getting smoked, period. Because my shit is already in position. The that love me, that is with me, that's my know for sure. If something happens to Chuck, you dying. 7 days flat.
So let's back this up. So the Pop Out, you the one said you didn't want to come.
I can make that decision.
Yeah. So everybody was wondering why you did not show up, or was he left out on purpose?
Number one, I don't understand how you get left out. I could just go. Can't nobody tell Game I can't go nowhere I want to go in LA. I go anywhere the fuck I want, bro. And anybody can go anywhere they want. It ain't just me, but it ain't nobody telling me after living in this motherfucking city for 50 years, I can't go where I want to go. Or ain't nothing. I know ain't nothing gonna happen to me. Ain't nothing happened to me yet. I've been in the trenches. I know a lot of don't know how bullets feel. I know them shit's hot. I know how they feel. I grew up in a gang banging household. So all of that overselling your gang banging or your threats, that shit don't mean nothing to me. That shit don't mean nothing to me. And with LA, you got a LA You got to Compton to Compton, bro. That's the only way to make it, or you get swallowed up in the shit.
Easy, turn. Easy. I'm just messing with you.
But boy, the game just added fuel to the fire that's been burning over the last few weeks. His untouchable run of lying, according to hip-hop fans, and this went viral, and some have added, "A lie ain't nothing for the game to tell," laughing emojis, and the roasting session continued. So the story went from "he wasn't invited" to "chose not to go." It is insane how consistent the game is at being inconsistent throughout his career. Loudly crying emoji. And apparently, Game wasn't invited for good reason, according to some hip-hop fans. Game is right about one thing. All it takes is one cat to act up. Thing is, Game is the one cat they knew would act up and cause a problem, like he's done for years at the Drew League that he's now banned from competing in, cause him and his team was always starting fights. But all in all, some fans still conclude the Game a better rapper than Kendrick. Do you agree or disagree? And we got to hear from John Connor, who worked on Dr. Dre's Compton album, who recently shared his thoughts on Eminem from Panda Chop News.
You released the People's Rapper LP, which was you rapping over Eminem instrumentals. How big of an influence was M on you?
I can remember just being a Michigander and just being proud, you know, that somebody from the crib had took it to the levels that he took it to. And yeah, just when he came out, wasn't nobody rapping like him. And if somebody in the comments, yes, it was a whole, I'll put it like this. If it was somebody else rapping like Eminem, I wasn't privy to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So just his cadence, again, I think that's what makes great artists great, is their authenticity and staying true to who they are. Eminem is Eminem. He's telling his story. He's being his authentic self. And I think when people be trying to figure out what makes a hit record or what makes an artist successful, I think that the common thread with all of the biggest artists in the world is that they're just being who they are, and you're buying into them as a person, not just the music, them, who they are.
What did you learn from watching his career?
That evolution and growth is inevitable as a human, and it's going to always manifest itself through the art. So embrace growth, embrace the evolution of your art. Don't run from it. If you listen to Eminem's music, Slim Shady LP Eminem is nothing like Kamikaze Eminem. We've listened to him grow the up over the years. Each album, you can hear him growing up and as a man. You know what I'm saying? His conversations with Haley on the first album are way different than the conversations with Haley on the latest albums. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can hear the growth of the man through the art. So I think that's the biggest thing that I get from Eminem's career is embrace growth. Like, I'm 40 fucking years old. I'm not gonna still be making songs like the Sarah song or shit like that. Like, I look at things differently. So instead of running from it, or you're gonna tackle a young fan base, shut the fuck up. No, I'm going to tell my truth, and whoever resonate with it, they'll fuck with it, and whoever don't. But I'm going to be who I am, and I'm going to create my art from the perspective of how I feel as a 40-year-old man. My birth father once told me some real shit. He said, your audience is always going to grow with you. He said, when Michael Jackson came out, he was like 7 or 8 years old. He said, I was 7 and 8 years old. So I was singing ABC because it was relevant to me. He said, when Michael was a teenager, he was talking about Billie Jean. He said, I could relate to girls being scandalous as a teenager. He said, as Michael got older, it became Heal the World because he was in his 30s. He said, so every level Mike grew, I grew because we was the same age. People that's my age need the John Connor voice that they were listening to when they were 18. They still need me to talk to them now. I can't abandon them and be still trying to talk like I'm fucking 18, 19 years old. They still need my perspective now.
So Sada Baby and John Connor are both from Michigan. Sada Baby mid-30s, John Connor 40. One was inspired and the other one sounds entitled, all while he talks from both sides of his mouth in interviews. And if you missed it, check out our last video to get the full context. And it seems like John Connor is fully aware of how it goes whenever a rapper gives credit to Eminem, hence why he made this clear.
And if somebody in the comments, yes, it was a whole, listen, if it was somebody else rapping like Eminem, I wasn't privy to it.
But even Lupe Fiasco said something similar about the first time they heard Eminem's Rock Bottom, how crazy it was at the time. And that will be all for today, and I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will see you on the next one.